So, well, do I have to take my pants down? And he said, no, just like that.
The 15-Minute Morning Show podcast. We're back from vacation.
We need another vacation.
That says it all.
It's great to be back. In the room and on the podcast is Scotty B.
Hello.
And Gandhi and Scary. I see Froggy in beautiful Jacksonville. Hello. I see Garrett and I see Danielle.
Hello.
And of course, Straight Nate. Scotty wishes to begin the podcast with something important.
Yes,
Really rolling the dice here.
No, not this time. But I would like to talk about inconsiderate assholes, but also on the flip side, what would you do? Because, we'd had to take a tour yesterday to kill time before getting back to the airport in San Juan. So it was a 3.5-hour rainforest tour, which was really beautiful.
Nice.
But there was one old asshole on the bus that was hacking up a lung the entire time. He was coughing, phlegm, the whole 9 yards, no mask, nothing. Luckily, we were in front of the bus and he was in the back. But, so if that's you, what do? Do you cancel the tour? Do you get hotel rooms and not go back to wherever you're supposed? Like, that could be really expensive if you want to be a considerate person. How would you handle that? Like, if I was sick, I think I would still get on the plane.
I'd put a mask on.
Yeah, put a mask on.
I've done it before where we were somewhere and I was not feeling good before I got on the plane. I couldn't test for anything. I put a mask on so that just in case I wanted to keep everyone.
Yeah, but I mean, this dude was
What
nonstop.
the hell?
No.
Oh my God, coughing up.
Yuck.
Like every 30
hairball.
seconds, it was
Yuck.
that.
Well, I don't know. Traveling, you're never going to be happy with everyone you're surrounded by.
You're
Traveling.
taking a big chance traveling. What
Well,
do
I
you
mean,
think?
I might be sick later in this week. I'm just giving you fair
Damn it.
warning.
Oh, great.
Thanks.
Even
And then-
pre-COVID, I hated when people would hack up a lung behind me or next to me on a plane. I'm like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah, there were many times we would be flying long distance, and I'd have someone behind me dying,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
I would get the flu.
Yeah.
You know. That
I
was
remember
before
this
COVID.
little girl next to me throwing up like crazy on my way to England, and the mom said, "Oh, it's allergies."
Oh.
2 days later, I was throwing up like crazy in England. It was not allergies, lady. Not at all.
Terrible.
I gotta say, this trip, the traveling was seamless. It actually, I'm trying to think of one thing that happened that was irritating. It was, wow. I think I just, for the very first time,
Nice.
took a trip with no shit
Oh,
going
that's
on.
good.
My
That's
sister's
awesome.
currently stuck in Phoenix. She never made it back. She hasn't come back from Hawaii yet.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah, because of everything that happened in LA with all the snow and the bad weather, there were a lot of planes that didn't take off and it got late. So she was supposed to leave yesterday at like noon, and she's leaving today at 5, hopefully.
Okay.
Knock on.
Did LA like shut down from the snow?
She lost a lot of power.
It startled him a little. Yeah, there were power outages
Yeah.
and things. Yeah.
I learned about it like over the summer. It snowed in Greece like a year ago, and they didn't know what to do. It shut down islands for days at times. So I'm sure
Yeah, they're
LA
not
was
equipped to handle it.
Yeah.
Speaking of equipped,
they're just freaked out. Like, what the hell is going on? What's that, Scott?
speaking of equipped and handled, I got my balls touched at security.
Why?
Good for you.
Let's talk about
very
that.
nice.
So,
Come on now.
who touched your balls?
Well, I don't know what the guy's name was, but he was very rough.
Did he ask
You really
first?
should have gotten his name, Scotty. If he's going to do
I
that
know.
for you.
No,
At
he
least
did
thank
it.
him.
Okay, so the whole thing is my daughter Cooper thought it would be cool to grab a cup full of sand from every beach that we went to and bring it back to spread it to her friends. So she had these cups in her bag. I didn't know that they were in her bag. I thought they were in the suitcase. And as they went through security, the alarms were going off, whatever, and they pulled the bag aside and they opened it up and they're like, "What is this?" And I said, "Oh, I guess my daughter's bringing sand home." You know, and it set off some kind of alarm, so they're swabbing it, whatever. And they said, "Well, since the alarm went off, you need a full body pat down." I said, "But it's her sand, pat her down."
Oh my God.
Thanks, Dad.
And he's like, they're like, "Nope, she's a minor. It's yours because it's in your possession." I was like, "All right." So he's like, "Would you like to do it here or would you like to go in private?" I said, "Well, do I have to take my pants down?" And he said, no, just like that. And I said, "Oh, we can do it here. I don't care." But, you know, so I was on full display, arms up. You know, he's touching everything, balls, ass, thighs, everything. And then they swab the glove, I guess, that they touch you with to make sure you don't have any stuff on you.
Right.
Yep.
And, you know, so luckily I was able to go through. But, I mean, it was like a 15-minute ordeal standing there on display for all to see.
Did they confiscate the sand?
No, they let us take it. They
that
tested it,
I thought-
and then let us take it.
thought it's
Some type of
illegal.
like ecotourism violation. Like, aren't you not supposed to
I don't
transport
think you're
parts?
supposed to take stuff Like,
No, you're right,
Right, you're
because
not-
we did also. They tried to smuggle coral also, and that they took
No!
away
Oh
from
my
us.
God!
Oh,
They will put you in the electric chair if you steal.
I know because
coral.
that's a live. That's like a live thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
well,
also
yeah.
supposed to be bad luck. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
about all over the place, but it's supposed to. You're supposed to leave the pieces of the land where you found them.
Yeah, it was pink and pretty.
What else did you
Oh.
smuggle home?
That was it. That's it.
Scotty, welcome to my world at the airport. Happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
My balls always fondle. It's crazy.
You always get stopped.
Oh, not always, but a lot.
Why?
Yeah.
I
I
think-
don't know.
Is it because is it a brown thing?
So a couple of my friends think it's a brown thing. I don't really know what it is. I'm not gonna definitely jump there, but it happens all the time, and it definitely happens to my dad all the time too.
I mean, brown thing aside, you do have a shifty thing.
I do. I give off some really weird vibes. I understand it.
And it's probably all the things you tried to get home. You take home like animals and stuff.
Listen, I would.
Porcupine.
I saw some little chickens, and they were like, "If you can grab it, it's yours." I'm like, "Game on!" Okay, I'm gonna get this chicken.
You know what I did smuggle home? Cereal.
Oh, what is that?
Oh, what'd you bring back from the Caribbean?
This is Kellogg's Complete with a K. Sabor Chocolate. It's chocolate flavored something. I don't know what it is, but I'm very excited for
Oh,
it.
that looks delicious.
I can't wait to see that on your Serial Killers podcast.
Huh.
Yeah. Scary. How was Cabo?
It was really fun.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it was great. I was, we went out on a boat, and I guess the best way to see an area is, especially if it's near an ocean or a body of water, is go out and just see it from the coastline. And we saw whales. Well, I didn't expect to see whales.
So cool.
We weren't even going whale watching. I'm like, oh my God, this is a bonus. This is great. And the whales were, and there was a mama whale, and that was like almost doing tricks in the water with the tail up in the air. And then we had a few that were diving up and down. It was phenomenal.
That's
And
so
then
cool.
We ate some great food. It was so cool. I was so angry though. My favorite restaurant was 45 minutes away, and my friends wanted to kill me because I said, we got to go to this farm to table place. And we traveled halfway up, and then the next thing you know, traffic. That's the problem with these areas. There's only one road in, one road out. So you're sitting there in this traffic, and then we sat there and we never got to the restaurant. I'm like, oh my God, you guys aren't going to experience this.
Lots of traffic.
A lot of traffic. But anyway,
It's one road in, one road out.
that's it. But we just relaxed in the pool, had some cocktails, tried a lot of tequila. Oh, they wanted us to drink the worm. You were saying about drinking the snake in the.
We don't
bottle
actually
of
drink the
tequila?
snake because the snake is like
Giant.
8 feet long.
So right, what is this? What was in the bottle of tequila? 'Cause
It
we
wasn't a
had-
bottle. It was a big glass jar on the bar. And the snake's just coiled up in the bottom, and then all the tequila's on top.
Right.
And it has some sort of venom in it. I'm like, well, why?
Yeah.
Is the snake alive or dead? Because that poor snake would be wasted.
Oh, no, the snake's dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very dead.
Yeah. So there was a
Big
bottle with a
blood.
worm in it, and I was like, I'll stay away
Did
from the
mezcal.
worm. I'm trying to quit.
You're supposed to drink the mezcal worm.
And I
Yeah.
can't do it.
The fish in in the area where we were, Puerto Vallarta and all that area, the tuna, and they catch it, and then 10 minutes later, it's on your plate. And the fish was just so good. And I look, if I'm walking around New York City, I'm not going to buy raw fish next to the dirty water hot dog guy. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're not.
In Mexico, you do.
Yeah.
You buy your raw fish. You can buy it right there from a cart on the street.
Yeah.
But Froggy, of course, was on a cruise the week before. Oh, Tom Pullman's here. Tom Pullman, part of the podcast. How are you?
Oh,
Hi. Welcome back.
It's good to be back.
How was Mexico?
It was great. We're just talking about it.
Yeah.
Just browsing. I didn't intend to be
Hey,
part
look
of
at the
this.
camera right there.
You know how it is? If you walk in during the podcast, you're now part of the podcast. Hey, you know what we could talk about?
What?
Is the Friday before we all left for vacation, we had this incredible event at the top of the Empire State Building on the 80th floor. We interviewed Pink. We talked about her new album, which is unbelievably fantastic. And she sang a couple of songs. And I wasn't on the air the next day to talk about it because we were on vacation.
Right.
How great was that?
It was so good.
How can people
it's
see
nice
it?
to have her
Is
back.
Is it living somewhere?
Yeah, it'll be living shortly. Yeah.
Okay. It's not to have her back. Go ahead.
Right. No, it's nice to have her back. Her music sounds great. You know, I can't believe we've known her since like 2000.
oh my
It's
gosh!
true.
I remember when
Yeah.
I went to the NSYNC basketball game that like Justin Timberlake put together, and she was just coming out on the scene, and she had that short pink hair, and I remember stealing Justin Timberlake's sneaker. different story for another time. And she was just awesome. She was so friendly then, but she was so young. She was just starting out.
It's true.
You know, it's crazy.
At this year's iHeart Awards, we're going to give her the Icon Award.
That's awesome.
Does she know that yet?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
so making sure.
She deserves it, though.
She'll find out. She
Yeah.
watches the
So we're
podcast.
going to have, we haven't announced all the other singers that are going to sing her songs. You know what I mean? Like how we did with Elton John.
Right.
So it'll be good. A
She's
lot
got
of big names.
Some catalog of hits.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
just looking through it the other day. I'm like, oh my God, this song and that song. I forgot about that one. And she had
it goes
30
on and on.
hits
Yeah.
over the course of the past since like 1999. Right.
And what I love about Pink is, and I was saying this earlier on the show, is she has this courage and she's got balls, man. And you know, she says some things that some people don't agree with and make people upset. But I just love how she is just not afraid. Yeah. And I think there's a lesson we could all learn from that.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, what else?
I love her. Can we have her in? Should we bring her in? Yes.
You just had her.
Yes, she was
missed
here
it.
last week.
I know,
She
but I
was.
missed it. That doesn't count.
She was here last week. I was like, oh, of course.
I know. I saw the pictures. I was
Yeah.
like, damn it.
As soon as we know that when that interview, it's a great interview. When we know it's up and ready for you to watch, we'll let you know where to go get it. It'll be at something.com or somewhere. I don't know.
Good guess.
All right, guys.
All right.
How's your vasectomy holding up?
It's good. It's still good. It's still good.
Still no baby?
You know,
Like 20 years later.
I know, but it's
As long as Pink's had a career.
Gotta be known for something.
I know. By the way, Straight Nate has diarrhea from his.
I did. It's gone. You can leave now, Tom. Thank you.
Wow,
Ay, ay,
Nate just
Later.
dismissed Tom Pullman. Wow.
Bye, Tom. It's always enjoyed it. Tom Pullman.
Bye, Tom.
Are we done?
We're done.
I think
Sure.
we're done.
Bye.
Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back.
Adios.
Love you.
Bye.